Cuomo here. Today is day 38 of the DHS shutdown. Why? Because left and right would rather blame than fix. So we pay the price. Congress gets paid, TSA agents do not, and so, of course, 1 in 10 are calling out of work. This started over ICE's antics in Minnesota, with Democrats triggering the shutdown. Right fight, but wrong way, because ICE is unaffected by the shutdown. Now, we're not in Minneapolis, we're at war, and the homeland needs protecting. But both sides now think the shutdown is working for them. Republicans could pass a DHS funding bill with Democrat support, and it would fund everything except ICE. And remember, ICE is already taken care of through 2029 by the big, beautiful bill. Republicans could also unilaterally pass an ICE bill of their own. But the president said no. He posted, "Don't make a deal unless they help pass his voter ID law, the Save America Act. And if that doesn't work, just kill the filibuster." All right, let's talk about the Save America Act quickly here. I say pass it with a couple of tweaks. It requires photo ID when voting at a poll site, something 8 in 10 Americans agree with until you start discussing who gets cut out. And now that you look at the bill, there's another big but, which is who has to shoulder the burden? Right now, it's on us to prove citizenship, which is not as easy as you think, right? So that's why you get 80% saying yes to ID. But what happens when you switch it to support for the SAVE Act itself? Should be 80%, right? No, very different vibe. Only 28%. Why? Well, for some, there's a suspicion that this bill is really about having fewer eligible voters, and I get that argument. A suspicion supported by the burden of requiring documents that are difficult to get, can be expensive to get, and may ultimately tax minority communities, married women, and college kids disproportionately. Coincidentally, none of those groups are known as MAGA, right? That said, MAGA is going to get hurt also. Many rural Republican voters are poor and may not have a passport or required documents. So, how do you save it? Well, you shift the burden to government. Require the government to have to contact registered voters and facilitate this process. And if the answer is, well, but that's too hard for government, well, then it must be too hard to put that burden on citizens too, wouldn't it? Then you have what goes beyond just presenting ID or getting ID. And this isn't getting attention. They want to restrict early voting, ban most voting by mail. Neither has been shown to be more susceptible to fraud. Both are calculated to reduce how many may vote. 1 in 3 Americans vote by mail. Did you know that 60% of the votes in the last presidential election were cast before Election Day? People who say, yeah, but that's a perversion of the process, really. Over a dozen major democracies all over the world have a system where anyone can request a mail-in ballot and extended periods to vote. Switzerland gets 90% vote by mail. Germany, half. England, 1 in 4. We need the SAVE Act. Pass voter ID. Make the government make it happen and replace the toxic provisions, early voting and shutting down extended voting, with 2 provisions we actually need. Take those 2 out and put in these 2. Make shutdowns illegal. Okay? Can't shut it down. And return to the 67 vote threshold needed for making any changes in the Senate. We must protect the filibuster. Why? Because if you don't have it and we go to a simple majority on everything, our democracy is going to be ruined by fringe fanaticism. We are not ready for simple consensus. We need that deliberative body. We need that threshold. We need the minority involved. We do. That's what we need. And that's what this bill should be, and that's why it should pass. But of course, that would be reasonable. And that's not what the game of right and left is about. So see that game. Solutions aren't hard. Even I came up with a couple that would help more than what's in there right now. They have great minds. It's just that these people believe the problems work better for their power structure than any kind of solution. And this administration clearly prefers chaos to consensus. We see that at the airports now. My family, like many, stuck in it today, tensions being high, and it could get more volatile. Reports say ICE has been deployed to as many as 14 airports nationwide. This morning on my radio show on Sirius XM, Channel 124, 7 to 9 Eastern, Tom Homan said they're going to be going to a lot more than 14 airports, and they're going to be doing immigration enforcement. And sure enough, social media is already replete with outrage at scenes of what ICE is doing and not doing in airports. So, right move? Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.